Introduction. The avionics equipment cooling system consists of the following three subsystems: cathode ray tube display cooling, air ink cooling, exhaust. Cathode ray tube display cooling. The 6 CRTs, when powered, produce internal heat. Supplementary cooling is required to prevent damage caused by overheating of the EFIS and ICAS displays. 3 AC-powered fans provide cooling airflow, but only one fan is active at any time. When DC power only is applied to the buses, the ICAS displays are powered but not cooled. Note, ED1 and ED2 are powered directly from the battery bus. During ground operations, if AC power is not available, the ICAS screens are restricted to 5 minutes of operation without cooling airflow. The rotary switch located on the avionics cooling fan selector panel controls the fans. The display fan's rotary switch is labeled Standby, Ground Alternate, Normal, Flight Alternate. Airflow distribution. When the aircraft is in flight with the rotary switch selected to normal, the number 1 fan supplies filtered recirculated flight deck air to the CRTs for cooling. When the aircraft is on the ground with the rotary switch selected to normal, fan 2 supplies cooling air from the left air conditioning pack for CRT cooling. Switching of the fans is controlled by the PSEU. Switchover occurs at liftoff and on touchdown. Fan number 1 and fan number 2 back up each other. Should cooling airflow be lost in flight, selecting the rotary switch to Flight Alternate energizes the number 2 fan and restores the cooling airflow. On the ground, selecting the rotary switch to Ground Alternate activates the number 1 fan. The standby fan provides a third level of cooling protection. The standby mode takes unfiltered air directly from the flight deck. CRT display cooling. Indications. Airflow detectors are used to identify low cooling flow. If a low rate of airflow is sensed downstream of the operating fan, an amber caution message display Cool is presented on the primary page. Air ink rack cooling. The avionics equipment installed on the 2 air ink racks in the avionics bay is cooled by one of 2 fans. Cooling air is taken directly from the avionics bay enclosure, filtered, then ducted through the air ink equipment racks. 2 air ink cooling fans supply the cooling airflow. A rotary switch located on the avionics cooling fan selector panel controls the fans. The air ink fan rotary switch is labeled Ground Alternate, Normal, Flight Alternate. With the rotary switch selected to normal, fan number 1 operates in flight, and fan number 2 operates on the ground. The 2 fans back up each other. To activate the number 2 fan in flight, the pilot must select the rotary switch to the Flight Alternate position. The same logic applies on the ground, when Ground Alternate is selected. Air ink rack cooling. Indications. Airflow detectors are used to identify low cooling flow. If a low rate of airflow is sensed downstream of the operating fan, the amber caution message Air ink Cool is presented on the primary page. Avionics equipment cooling air exhaust system. An avionics exhaust fan, powered whenever AC power is applied to the aircraft, extracts warm air from inside the following: pedestal, CRT displays, avionics equipment mounted in the A-Rink equipment racks located in the avionics equipment bay, inboard and overboard exhaust. During ground operations with the passenger door or service door open or the door handles not stowed, exhaust air is vented overboard through the overboard exhaust valve. Venting the exhaust air overboard enhances the effectiveness of the cooling system. For flight, the exhaust air is redirected into the pressurized fuselage. By containing the exhaust air and controlling its discharge through the outflow valves, the effectiveness of the pressurization system is enhanced. The position of the inboard and overboard valves is controlled by door handles on the passenger and service doors. When the doors are closed and the handles stowed, the overboard valve is commanded closed and the inboard valve is opened. If a valve fails to move to its commanded position, the appropriate ICAS message is displayed. Exhaust indications. If a low rate of airflow is sensed upstream of the exhaust valve, a white status message "Cool exhaust fail" is displayed. If the exhaust fan fails, the amber caution message "Overboard cool" is presented on the primary page.